The Community Media Access Collaborative would like to thank Wells Fargo for their support in making this program possible. It's because of our contributors and volunteers that CMAC is able to provide quality programming to the community.
Do you get downtown? Do you get downtown? Do you get downtown?
Welcome to the 4th episode of Do You Get Downtown? I'm Craig Sharton.
And I'm Kate Borders, and we are going to have a great show for you today. Good guests.
Yeah, we've got some great guests. We have Sam Hansen, Creative Marketing Director for the Fresno Grizzlies.
We've got Jerry Yang and Tim Rios from Wells Fargo, our sponsors of the show.
Yes, and we have Frank Delgado, the Executive Director of Arte Americas, which is our location shoot today.
Yes, we are thrilled to be here. Such a beautiful
space. It's gorgeous.
Space.
It's always inspiring.
People don't know about it, I don't think, as much as they should.
Yeah.
We also have some pretty good news about something that happened a few weeks ago.
Well, it is very good news to anyone who has a business or property owner who is looking forward to being a customer in downtown Fresno.
Or developing a project in downtown, because now the right infrastructure is going to be in place. So we, have been lobbying for this for quite some time. We've been going into people's houses and talking to them about, the reasons and the data behind opening the Fulton Mall to traffic, and it happened. We finally took it to council.
That's right. So we were the second city to put in a pedestrian mall, and it looks like we'll be the 176th
to remove
one. So that is big news for all of us. And I have to say, it's just created an incredibly positive vibe in the downtown area.
It has.
Everyone's upbeat.
And we know from the data that this is going to really have a huge impact on the future of downtown. We're going to see more developments. We're going to see more businesses moving in. We're going to see construction, but we'll get through it, and it's going to be a great time in downtown.
Yeah, it's almost immediate.
It is almost immediate.
There might be no silver bullet, but if there was, this is it.
Right. So to give you a little bit of a recap of what happened at council a few weeks ago, we're going to send you over to see our Mayor, Ashley Swearingen, and how she closed the staff presentation.
My reason for taking you through just a little bit more history tonight on this historic occasion is threefold. Number one, I want to underscore that this project is before you and is a part of a comprehensive approach to addressing the numerous challenges in our downtown. Our approach was led by the very residents, property owners, developers, and stakeholders who represent this area. We did exactly what any person would say they would want of their local government to do. Listen to us first. Help us. Hear us when we say, when this mall went in, it started killing our business. It started killing our property. You, city, are the one who put it in. You, city, now need to take it out. We heard that, and we moved this project forward according to the direct feedback from the property owners and businesses along the way as a part of a comprehensive approach. Number two, I want to stress that this is a strategic approach. A strategic approach. We know that there are many other things that need to be done, but when you have a long list of things to be done, as I stood with Councilmember Capriolio, Council President Brand, and Brandow and Councilmember Brand just yesterday talking about the need for citywide maintenance of our neighborhood streets. We all said to ourselves and others, there's a lot of work that has to be done, but we have to start somewhere. This project tonight is no different. We know there are many other things that have to be done, but we have to start somewhere. So where do you start? Where you know you can get the best return for the investment. And where we know we can see private investment start to flow that will raise the tides and create some of the revenues that are needed to make other changes in our downtown. The last thing is this. I want to impress upon the council, the public, and anyone who might fall ear to these words. I want us to stop saying as a community that revitalization can't happen here. It's too hard. I want us to stop saying that, because I've just ran through a list of 6 major hurdles that in the last 5 years, one after the other, after the other, after the other, we have cleared. And every hurdle that this council has asked us to clear, we have cleared. Do we have another 1,000 hurdles to go? Of course we do. but we've cleared some of the hardest and most difficult ones to date. So why don't we stop saying that it just simply can't be done? Because I think the last 5 years proves that maybe, in fact, it can be done. Maybe, in fact, the beginning of revitalization is underway. I'll close with this. The LA Times reads as follows: "Dream unravels, Fresno, rise and fall of urban mall. The great Fulton Mall sits abandoned in the night, a 6-block monument to municipal vision and blindness. Iron gates stretch across the bargain shoe stores and jewelry shops that represent the latest mercantile dreams to inhabit the wide outdoor walkway, and the old office towers stand dark, their tenants having made tracks at sundown for the subdivisions. Only transients walk the mall after dark, and they tend to step quickly, steer to the shadows, and don't even window shop. No one else comes downtown to admire the expensive art pieces or dip hands in the gurgling fountains or hear the music pipe from strategically placed speakers. The music, though, plays all night, serenading trees and benches." Does that sound a lot like what we experience today along the Fulton corridor? You will be surprised to hear that that article was written on April 28th, 1988. That was 26 years ago, Council. Nothing has changed except the conditions have worsened. I hear often from my colleagues on the Council that, our constituents say they just don't trust City Hall. They don't trust City Hall. And our constituents bring up things like Granite Park and the Met Museum and the baseball stadium, and frankly, I even still hear about the tortilla factory, and I have no idea what that project is. I know what it's like to hear from constituents that they're worried about mistakes from the past. I would remind you that I hear the same things that you hear, only I hear it times 7. I do. I hear it times 7. But when I hear those comments, I think to myself, it's words of advice, good caution. We have to be careful. We have to be pragmatic. We can't take risks, which is why we made sure to secure the funding for this project in such a manner that we are not going into debt, that we are not compromising service levels from any other part of the city, that we're following the direct feedback and input from the property owners themselves who are asking us to move this forward. We are being strategic. We are being cautious. And by the way, we're simply doing a public works project. We are not going into business with the street company. We are not going into business with someone that wants to rehab a building. We're simply conducting a public works project. I believe, Council, that tonight it is time to part company with the fear of failure. I believe that the fear of failure has hung over our city for decades, and that even 26 years ago, when clearly the results were not there from the promised results from the Fulton Mall, at that time and every year since, we have failed to act out of fear of failure. Tonight, Council, I urge you, take action. Take action, Council. Do not let another 26 years go by. Thank you.
How inspiring was that? Boy, I don't know how anyone can argue with her. She just really nails it every single time.
She does. She laid out all the points, kind of told the story, how we got here, and then the council voted?
5-2?
5-2 in support of returning vehicles to downtown.
That's fantastic. So out of the big hurdles, that's the biggest.
That is. And so now we're on this road, no pun intended, timeline. We're looking forward to 2016.
Right, we're going to throw the biggest party the San Joaquin Valley has ever seen.
Ever. So
Yeah.
save the date right now. February 2016 is what we're thinking.
Yep.
And it's going to be the biggest party ever. In the meantime, we're going to be helping the businesses be sustainable and get through this next period. Transformation is what we're talking about.
Yeah, and everyone wonders what's going to happen to the businesses, and more customers is good for all of them. So we're excited about that too.
Exactly. But one thing that's already happening in downtown, we don't need to wait until 2016 for this. It is Grizzlies season.
Love baseball.
And joining us today, Sam Hansen from the Grizzlies.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. We're opening up April 11th through the 14th is our opening weekend.
Yep.
So got a lot of great promotions this year, a lot of great new merchandise, and some interesting food items this year as well.
Can't wait to hear about it. The longest part of the year is when baseball is out of season. So people like me, we put our whole clock, all of our calendar focused on this day. And there's nothing better than a summer night watching the Grizzlies.
It is, and the whole downtown feels different during Grizzly seasons. I mean, there are more cars, there are more people, there's more activity. So, thank you for changing our downtown for a few months. We love it.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for supporting us. We obviously appreciate everyone who makes the trek downtown and appreciates baseball in Central California.
You have a very interesting background even before the Grizzlies. So give us a little snip of some interesting things that you've done in your life that lead you to why the stuff you're going to show us is so interesting.
I have a strong background in creating merchandise. I created a logo, went on to become merchandise for a guy by the name of Kanye West.
Is that Kanye West? Is that what you said? Okay.
Yeah, Kanye West.
Yeah.
And then
probably a lot of people know him out there.
Yeah.
So I thought that might be interesting.
Yeah, just one of. I mean, I've also done some other work for other artists, but I've done a lot of Fresno-centric stuff as well. My passion has always been creating merchandise and T-shirts in particular that were Central California iconically driven. So now I have the opportunity to do that for the Grizzlies and really make the Fresno Grizzlies team store a destination.
Fantastic.
So you had an impact with some of this that you're showing us today?
Yeah, I created all that
Awesome.
stuff.
So tell us about
All right,
this.
Vanna, come on, show us
So
what we have here.
one of the things that I wanted to do with this was I created a 559, which is obviously the Central California area code, and on the back it has all of the cities in the 559. Basically
nice.
conveying the message
fun.
that we aren't just Fresno's AAA team, we are Central California's AAA
That's
team.
fantastic.
That's great. Everyone needs a sweatshirt in Fresno in the
Yeah,
summer.
those are actually going to go. I'm hoping they'll be sold out by April. But we have a limited quantity of those, and it does get rather chilly in April. Some of those nice games.
Yes.
we think it does.
It was chilly this morning, so you
Yeah,
use it all
it's
year
like
long.
59 degrees.
This is actually our new alt jersey. I'm really excited about this. Some of the core baseball guys, it might be a little too flashy for them. I used the bling gold there, but it's definitely a hot piece. It's going to be available in the team store.
How much
this
fun
one
that
also.
you're working on this
Whoops.
stuff.
How great that they have your talent. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And so this is stuff that really sets us apart from other minor league baseball teams, do you think?
Oh, definitely. Most teams use a licensed vendor that is creating cookie cutter designs for all teams. So you'll see a lot of the same merchandise in the Sacramento River Cats team store and an exact cookie cutter design in, say, the Albuquerque Isotopes team store. So for us to be able to have the creative freedom to create products like that that are Fresno driven and something that someone from Fresno can actually identify with in particular is a huge advantage to us, I believe.
That's
And
great.
You said you're hoping that the sweatshirts sell out before opening day.
I'm almost certain they will. They're
So
a
where
limited
can people buy
quantity,
them
so-
right now?
Right now, you can go to 1800 Tulare Street, Fresno, California. Go to our team store, which is open 12 to 4, Monday through Friday. And those orange T-shirts are there, or shirts are there. The same design is also available on T-shirts, and we have a number of new designs
Yep.
in stock as well.
What kind of events are we going to look forward to this year? You've been involved with some of the more creative, even award-winning minor league events. So what's on the docket?
I'm really excited about our Maker Faire. We were actually nominated for Minor League Promo of the Year for Maker Faire. We got to the top 6. We're going to have Fresno Idea Works Day, which is actually going to be part of the Fresno Maker Month.
So
in
people
April.
make robots, they make all kinds of contraptions.
Exactly. It's the world's largest show and tell.
And
so
last year was the first one, right?
the first one in Fresno.
Right.
And we're going to have Fresno Idea Works Day this year, and it's going to be part of Fresno Maker Month. So that's one of the events I'm excited about. Another event that we got nominated for Minor League Promo of the Year was obviously our Taco Truck Throwdown.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
you got to tell us about Taco Night.
Yeah, Taco Truck Throwdown this year is August 14th. This is our 4th one. Last year we had almost 14,000 in attendance. We sold almost 22,000 tacos.
Okay.
We had 20 trucks spanning from Orange Cove to 5 Points. So it's a valley smorgasbord of tacos.
Fantastic.
Incredible.
Now, are sales flat? Are they down? Are they up at the Grizzlies? What's happening?
We were up in attendance last year.
That's
so we
great.
are on as the
Upwards.
economy recovers, I feel like we're gradually increasing attendance with that. So
Okay.
Good for you.
And opening day?
Opening day is April 11th.
Website?
www.fresnogrizzlies.com.
All right. Thank you,
Perfect.
Sam, so much for being with us today. We are going to be right back in just a moment, so hang on for more of Do You Get Downtown?
The Community Media Access Collaborative would like to thank Wells Fargo for their support in making this program possible. It's because of our contributors and volunteers that CMAC is able to provide quality programming to the community.
Welcome back to Do You Get Downtown? And we've got not only some nice guests to talk to, but they happen to be our sponsors for this fantastic show. Probably the greatest investment that Wells Fargo has ever made.
So we're not going to suck up in this interview at all, right?
No.
No sucking up.
God, you guys look fantastic
I know,
today.
seriously. How did we get such beautiful bakers? Okay, Jerry Yang.
Yes.
How are you tonight?
Great.
Good.
So happy to be here with you.
And Tim Rios.
Hi there.
Thank you guys so much for being here. Yeah, it really is a pleasure to work with you. We're not sucking up.
No,
We're
we
not sucking up
we
at all.
hang out with you even when you're not our sponsor.
All right, good.
Yes. We like it that you are a sponsor, particularly of the show. So anyway, they make this possible. Tell us a little bit about, maybe why you chose to sponsor this or some of the other work that you do with downtown, the businesses. You guys do so much good stuff, and people don't really realize the effort that Wells Fargo has put into, the business community and the grants.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm happy to start, and I do want this to be something that Jerry and I do together, but, it just makes a lot of sense. When we were first approached about it, about doing that, you wanted to do this show that focused on downtown. I mean, how could we say no? We firmly believe that every great city has a successful downtown. So if there's a vehicle to communicate that success and build excitement, why not do it?
Mm-hmm.
It makes perfect sense.
Well, to us too, but
Right. And we have so enjoyed working with the Downtown Fresno Partnership and the different business owners, and really being out in the community, down the Fulton Mall and around our store downtown, and meeting with customers, meeting with small businesses. And it's just been a pleasure engaging in creating a better economy for everybody downtown. So it's been a great pleasure to be a part of this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there was another great program that you guys helped fund that really helped a lot of the downtown businesses. You know more about it. You worked with it hands-on.
Yes.
But I'm one of the businesses that took advantage of having Fresno State students work with us. And it was great experience. So
yeah,
nuts and bolts.
As you guys know, last year you helped us with a program. We ended up working with Fresno State and Red Wave PR, and we did an entire marketing program where we tried to get the businesses in downtown kind of up to speed with social media, marketing, and a better online presence. And it was because of that grant, and it all tied together with a social media scavenger hunt event that we did in downtown. And we're looking forward to hopefully doing that again this year. But this is just one example of some of the ways that I think you guys have come to the table to try and help the small businesses, particularly in downtown, with that focus.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that we really wanted to see, and this project provided a great opportunity for us to, one of our passions is education and helping students grow in their education, and then of course small businesses. So bringing those two things together for this project, where you can have students use their skills and what they're learning in school, and assisting small businesses and their marketing and helping them grow. So bringing those two things together was a great opportunity for us to participate, and one of those things that we wanted to participate in.
Yeah, it was real world. It was great.
Yeah.
You got to see what us cranky business people are like, bossing them around and
We did warn
telling
them a
them to
lot
sit up
about
straight. It was great.
some of the businesses in downtown. Yeah.
But small businesses it is one of Wells Fargo's passions. I know this is not a show to brag, but we consider ourselves the number one business bank. And a lot of people sometimes think that only has to do with big enterprises, but it's businesses of all sizes. And so marrying a program where you can take the creativity and expertise of young people that are learning certain things in school, and marry that with this small business person that wants to have more success and maybe give their business or their marketing a facelift, it does make a lot of sense. So it's just whatever is out there that is creative to help our small businesses grow and succeed, we're in for that.
Yeah.
It's good for everyone. It really is.
And I think this time is so critical in Fresno because with this, what will be construction on Fulton, and it's going to be timed well, and I know that, when they bid it out, they'll think thoroughly through that process, but it's going to be really important to keep the businesses engaged. And I know you guys will be our partner, and we'll lean on you through this whole thing because you're supportive of all of it. So a lot of good stuff in store.
And we have some great ideas too. I mean, just in walking the Fulton Mall and seeing the businesses that are there. There are some programs that we've carried out in other cities, and we've been anxious to bring them to try them in Fresno. And so there is just so much happening. I just really wish that more people had a chance to walk the Fulton Mall, walk through downtown, and get in on the excitement because there's a huge movement going on here.
Well, I think we'll have to have you back on again to hear what those are.
Well, we will be right back, and we'll talk to Frank Delgado with Arte Americas, our host today. So stay with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
The Community Media Access Collaborative would like to thank Wells Fargo for their support in making this program possible. It's because of our contributors and volunteers that CMAC is able to provide quality programming to the community.
Welcome back to Do You Get Downtown? We are joined now by Frank Delgado. Frank is the Executive Director of Arte Americas. Thanks for having us here today and letting us use your space, Frank.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about Arte. Just give us some background, anything that people might not know.
Well, Arte Americas is celebrating 26 plus years as a Latino cultural center. We're right in the heart of the cultural arts district. And we change our exhibits about 4 times a year. And we feature all types of artwork and every art form. So we are not a museum, we're a cultural center, and we feature everything from workshops to concerts to lectures, and that's going on all year long with changing subject matter and changing variations on the different exhibitions we're showing.
26 years. That's a long time to be part of the community. Were you always in this building?
We began over in the at the Warner's Theater, where All Things Fresno currently is. So we started in a storefront with bigger aspirations, and then we moved here and have continued to grow. In fact, when people come visit us, they'll see we have a big, huge plaza next to our cultural center, and that originally wasn't part of Arte Americas. We acquired it later and have turned that into our big concert venue space. So we host 20 concerts in between Mother's Day and the end of September. Everything from Latin jazz to metalachi, which is heavy metal mariachi.
Oh, it's the greatest. Oh, it's hilarious.
So a little bit of everything, and our programming is family friendly, our admission's free, and there are some places when people do get downtown where they have to feed a meter, but where we are, we have plenty of parking, and people can come visit us 5 days a week.
Wow. And you have to be a member, right?
You don't need to be a member to get in free. Everybody gets in free. So this way, there are people who have their kids who really like art, they want to get inspired, or people who are just re-inspired to be artists at any point in their life. They can come in here and interact with the artwork, and a lot of times they can meet the artists because we do feature a lot of local artists. And on Art Hop Nights, first Thursday of every month, they'll be here and you can actually talk to them, which I think is something very unique for a gallery setting anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us about the current exhibits and what you have coming up in terms of the artwork.
We're currently featuring a group of exhibits. It's titled Viva la Mujer. And so we're featuring 19 women artists, most from the Central Valley, 2 who are not. The artist who is featured in the gallery that we're in now, Viva Paredes, she's current artist in residence at the De Young in San Francisco, an emerging artist, and she works in glass and organic pieces. We're featuring 2 photographers and other multimedia artists. So that goes all the way through May the 11th. We coincided it with Women's History Month, International Women's Day, carried the theme all the way through Mother's Day. And there are workshops that are happening. There will be a workshop happening this weekend, and there will be a workshop happening all through every Saturday through April, and all the way up and through May. So there'll be music, poetry, fiction writers workshop, a sugar skull workshop coming up in May, and It's very popular. We'll talk about, Dia de los Muertos, which is Day of the Dead, our
Yes.
big celebration. And there's one of the workshops that is the most popular. So it's so popular, we're going to do it again when it's not Day of the Dead time.
So tell us what you do here for Day of the Dead.
For Day of the Dead, that has it's an ongoing tradition. They've done it all 26 years of Arte's existence. But it's become a celebration. It's an indigenous holiday that has gotten more popularity and pop culture wise. So
Around
now,
the country.
We're everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah. So here in Fresno, people come from a lot of different surrounding communities. There's face painting, there's Aztec dancers, there's music and food. And so that has exponentially grown every year. And we charge $1 for everybody to get in, $1 a person, and all of that money goes toward keeping it sustainable. But it really brings a lot of people to downtown who may not come at other times during the year, and sort of introduces them to what we're doing down here, Art Hop and everything else. So we get to also brag about what's happening in any direction. You go one direction, 2 blocks another direction, and the fact that there are that many galleries out here.
Wow.
So to get people out here and show that off,
Yeah,
show that
absolutely.
off. So we're building those events so that we can do that more often.
So one thing I want you to tell people about is the gift shop, because I think it's incredible.
The gift
so really
shop,
quickly.
La Tiendita has a little bit of everything from the papel picado, the cut paper, to rebosos. It's a great way to take something home with you that is artistic and that you can
Wonderful.
show off. Yeah.
Address?
1630-1630 Van Ness at Calaveras. Calaveras, which means skulls, which is great, works great with the
Awesome.
That's
And
right.
website
Yeah,
address
yeah.
too.
arteamericas.org.
Wow. Well, thank you, Frank, for having us
Thank
today
you
and
for
letting us
having me on.
be in
Thank
your
you, guys.
space.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
Good friend.
So, we have some news.
Yeah, well, we don't. Well, I guess we do.
We do.
As a result of your news,
Yeah.
which is.
So, and Frank, you might be the first to find this out, but I am moving to the Phoenix area to run a very similar organization in Tempe. And because of that, we are going to have this very seamless transition, and the Downtown Fresno Partnership will have you take over the leadership.
Yeah, well, that was unexpected for me, but a great thing for Kate. And as a lifelong Fresnan, I really appreciate everything you've done. People who have lived their entire lives here haven't contributed as much as you have in the last 2.5 years. The ice rink, the Christmas parade, rappelling off of buildings. You brought a lot of fun and joy to our downtown revitalization effort, and you're moving on to one of the top programs in the country. We're very proud of you.
Well, thank you. I have enjoyed working with you more than I could possibly say. So I'm thrilled to have the organization in your hands, and and downtown in general, it's in your hands. And I know you're going to do an amazing job. And this show is just part of that. So this is our last Do You Get Downtown that we're going to do together, but it will continue, and it's going to be wonderful. So
All right. Best of luck to you, Kate Borders.
thank you. Best of luck to you. And we will see you again with Do You Get Downtown?
Do you get downtown?